But before these two teams face off, let's take a look at who's on Team Z. Rensuke Kunigami, Meguru Bachira, Hyoma Chigiri, Yoichi Isagi, Gagamaru, Igarashi, and Naruhaya. Lemon, who will be the team's goalkeeper, Kuon, Jingo Raichi, and Imamura. These are all the members of Team Z. Oh, and one more thing. The top scorers from the losing teams will move on. If more than one player scores the same number of goals, fair play points will be awarded, and the player with the fewest deductions will advance. So, the team has to think carefully about whether to focus on scoring goals or winning. In this selection process, the karma of a forward is put to the test. In the formation of Team Z, our protagonist Isagi will be the central forward. Isagi is still wondering what it means to create football from zero, as the goal of the first selection is to create football from scratch. Back to the match. The VAR will determine fouls. The first match of Building 5 will last 45 minutes. The match begins. Bachira asks Isagi if he's scared. He needs to have fun so he doesn't lose. That's football. Isagi agrees, saying there's no reason to be afraid. He's ranked 274th, at the bottom of the group. He just has to play and climb the rankings. The players from Team X block Isagi's way, but before Isagi can think of a solution, Raichi takes the ball from him, stating that the top scorer moves on. He doesn't care about the team. He'll do this his way. Kunigami agrees and takes the ball. If this is how it works, then he'll play for himself. Other players from both Team Z and Team X are thinking the same thing and start grouping up to take the ball from one another. Everyone is thinking only of themselves. Isagi wonders how these people, playing so aggressively, plan to create football from zero. Isagi is uncertain about what to do, and suddenly a player with red eyes appears, telling Isagi to move or he'll kill him. His name is Shoei Baru. Baru flicks the ball up with his heel and dodges Isagi with ease. Baru continues dribbling past Team Z and even scores a goal, putting his team ahead 1-0. Baru tells them to pay attention, calling them incompetent. For him, the ball isn't his friend or any nonsense like that. It's just a spherical servant that exists to make him shine. On the football field, he is the king. Isagi needs to calm down. The game has just started. As long as Baru doesn't get the ball, maybe they have a chance to win. Isagi tells Bachira that the two of them need to play together, but then loses the ball. The players from Team X think they need to pass the ball to Baru and give him all the support he needs. Meanwhile, Team Z is practically finished. Instead of aiming for individual goals, they need to win as a team. Team X passes the ball to Baru, and they start organizing. As Baru holds the ball, Team Z tries to cover him, but since they focus on him too much, the other players on Team X are left unmarked and score another goal. Team Z isn't coordinated, and like this, they won't be able to win. Isagi thinks that just a few minutes ago they were fighting just like them, and Baru changed everything. Baru's goal turned them into a team. If playing as everyone pleases is called zero, then Baru's great style of play isn't zero but one. A strategy for winning is playing around him, and that's how a team is born. That's what they meant by creating football from zero. In that case, Team Z is completely useless. The bigger the difference in score, the more they think only of themselves. No one is thinking about turning 0 into 1. Meanwhile, the opposing team's coordination keeps improving. This match is lost for Team Z. Team X completely crushes Team Z. Bachira tells Isagi that they won't score 5 goals in 3 minutes, but maybe he and Isagi can score 1. Isagi thinks about turning Team Z's 0 into 1. Bachira will distract them and pass the ball to Isagi so he can score. Isagi just has to run straight to the goal. Isagi starts the play. Maybe they won't make a comeback, but if someone scores, they can build a team structure. That's what it means to go from 0 to 1. Bachira positions himself and finds a gap to pass to Isagi. Isagi receives the pass and is one-on-one with the goalkeeper, ready to score. But King Baru tells him not to stand out more than him. Isagi can't face Baru, but Kunigami and Raichi are free to score. Isagi wants to score his own goal, but with Baru in front of him, it's impossible. Unconsciously, Isagi passes the ball to Kunigami, who shoots from long distance and scores, leaving the score at 5-1. Raichi grabs Isagi, asking why he passed to Kunigami, as Raichi was in a better position with no defenders marking him. Isagi responds that he doesn't know, he did it unconsciously. Baru approaches Isagi and tells him that if he gets nervous in front of the goal, he's useless as a striker. He has no talent. Isagi questions himself. Wasn't he supposed to turn 0 into 1? Maybe he's not fit to be a striker. Isagi hasn't changed since arriving at Blue Lock. He needs to find a way to climb the rankings in Blue Lock. Kuon interrupts them, saying they're a team that has already lost once. Let's say everyone wins 1 match and loses 2. The final 2 teams would tie at 6 points, so to move on, they need to go further and get 7. That's the cutoff that will decide who passes. If they lose the next match, it'll be the end of their careers as football players. Kunigami has an idea. He couldn't have scored without Bachira and Isagi's help. That might be the path forward. Chigiri says that Ego talked to them about winning the World Cup, mentioning names like Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, and Cantona. But none of them won the World Cup, so Ego must be referring to something else, a clue to creating football from zero. Isagi realizes what that means. During the match, everyone was focused only on scoring a goal, which is why they were all over the place. That must be zero. He thinks what broke that zero was Baru's goal. It acted as a catalyst, creating a path for goals and allowing them to play as a team. Baru used his talent to turn that zero into one. Using that principle, a team can grow into a 10 or even 100. What's needed is the ability to produce that one. Only an irresistible trait and talent can make it possible. That's why Ego added the rule about the top scorer, to make them realize it. Ego interrupts, announcing that Team V won 8-0 against Team Y. It's practically a slaughter, but they still haven't fully understood what it means to create football from zero. Let's take Japan as an example. The Japanese love having an assigned role to fulfill. Look at one of Japan's main sports, baseball. The system has distinct periods of offense and defense, and there's no physical contact on the field. Every role is defined by position, and it fits perfectly with the Japanese mindset. That's why they're so good at it. But football is different. On a field where offense and defense constantly switch and there's a lot of contact, you can't win by just doing the tasks you're given. That's why personal skills are needed. Japan can boast about its midfielders and fullbacks. They're like the team's dogs. They turn the strikers 100 into 1. Without the work of those players, Japanese football wouldn't be where it is. In football, scoring a goal means breaking the opponent's structure. The act of scoring is a revolution, where you overthrow the opponent's order. Don't let roles block you. If not, you won't be able to create football from zero. They need to find their weapons to ruin the other team and destroy them. Their weapon is what will start the revolution. That is, scoring a goal. Victory will only exist beyond that. Let's take a look at the weapons of Team Z. Raichi, an incredible shooting technique. His motto is sexy football. Naruhaya, getting behind the defense. Gagamaru, physical play. Lemon, versatility. Igaguri's weapon is never giving up. Kunigami is practically ambidextrous, with shooting power in his left foot. Imamura, speed and technique. Bachira, dribbling. Kuon, his jump. Isagi has nothing. Chigiri doesn't want to say what his is. Team Z has to find a strategy where everyone can shine. The strategy they will use is called Operation Once It's My Turn. Next up, it's Me 11. For this strategy to succeed, they need to train hard to survive in Blue Lock. Isagi is eating in the cafeteria and feels sad because it seems he doesn't have any weapon. Kunigami approaches him to thank him for the pass in that game. Before Kunigami leaves, Isagi asks him why he plays football, since he is curious about the past of someone as incredible as him, with his physique and shooting ability. Kunigami replies that he wants to be a superhero of football. As a kid, he didn't admire superheroes, robots, or pirate kings. He idolized the strikers who ran across the pitch and scored goals that brought victory. Those players weren't fictional. They were real-life superheroes who moved him and gave him courage. That's who he wants to be. Isagi asks him if he's serious about what he's saying. Kunigami replies that he is. He doesn't care if someone finds it silly and laughs at him. Kunigami isn't embarrassed. He will fight fairly and reach the top to fulfill his dream. Isagi thinks that Kunigami has incredible determination, unlike himself. Kunigami takes a steak from the cafeteria. If you score goals, you can get rewards, like a day outside of Blue Lock, a bed, or even your phone. Half a goal was thanks to Isagi, so half the stake belongs to him. Kunigami asks why Isagi passed him the ball, believing Raichi was more open. Isagi says it was unconscious, a reflex. Even if he had passed to Raichi, Baru was right in front of him. Isagi guesses he sensed that Kunigami would score if he shot from mid-range, since he knows his power from experience. Kunigami thinks maybe that could be Isagi's weapon. Being able to make decisions on the spot is better than he realizes. In the next match, they will win no matter what. We find ourselves in the match between Team Z and Team Y. Team Y lost their first match, so they're in the same situation as Team Z. They'll be desperate. Team Z must closely watch their number 9, who has a powerful first-time shot and is the top scorer from all of Kumamoto, Hibiki Okawa. But this time, Team Z has a plan. Their training will bear fruit. Team Z's strategy is an ultra-offensive system that will allow them to use their weapons. They will divide the clock and take turns in the forward position. To make sure everyone's weapons can shine, they will base the formation around the player in the spotlight and support the style they want to play. Changing positions for everyone would be chaotic, so they'll rotate clockwise. The next player will be close by, so it won't be a problem. Lemon will stay as the goalkeeper. and he won't switch positions. Everyone except Lemon and Chigiri will rotate positions every 10 minutes. Instead of Operation 11, it's my turn, it's better to call it Operation 9, it's my turn. The kickoff begins. The formation starts with Meguru Bachira. Bachira stands out with his dribbling. This tactic allows him to advance into the attack on his own. It's a selfish tactic, suitable for someone whose weapon is overwhelming. Two defenders rush in to stop Bachira, but surprisingly, it's not two defenders but three. This third one is called Nico. Since he has studied Bachira's dribbling, Bachira has no choice but to pass the ball. Team Y isn't improvising. They have a plan too. Team Z's strategy is so aggressive so that each of them can use their weapon, while Team Y's plan is to defend and neutralize those weapons. More of Team Z's weapons are yet to be revealed. 10 minutes pass, and now it's Kunigami's turn. His objective is to shoot with his left foot from a long distance toward the goal, positioning himself outside the penalty area, while the wingers have to clear the way for him to shoot as they practiced. Kunigami shoots, but it's blocked. The ball goes out of bounds, so Team Z initiates another attack with Kunigami, but again, it's blocked, and the ball falls to Nico. Okawa runs straight to the opponent's goal to counterattack. Isagi thinks this is what Nico was waiting for, defending until a gap opens up so they can go on the offensive as quickly as possible, using their top scorer, Okawa. Nico passes the ball to Okawa, who fakes a shot, leaving the score at 1-0. Naruhaya couldn't stop Okawa, as it takes two players to stop him. Since Team Y is winning, they start passing the ball among themselves to waste time. It's Raichi's turn to show off his sexy football, but we can't even see it since he can't get the ball due to Team Y's defense. He first half ends, and Igaguri says that even professionals struggle against teams like this, teams that score and then go ultra-defensive. Kuon says they need to keep pushing because changing tactics would cause chaos. In the second half, things get more interesting. It's Imamura's turn. For him, football is nothing more and nothing less than love. This situation is like when a girl is out of your league. It's hard to win her over, but in reality, she has no experience. And once you win her over, she goes crazy for you. That girl is Team Y. Once Team Y falls, it will be easy. I don't know about you, but Imamura is now my favorite character. Imamura applies pressure, and Gagamaru manages to take the ball from Team Y. 10 minutes pass, and now it's Gagamaru's turn. For Gagamaru's plan to work, Isagi needs to be on the wing. He has to send a cross into an almost unreachable gap in front of the goal. Isagi sends the cross, but it's a bit far. But remember, Gagamaru is known for his agility, and he manages to head the ball, but it doesn't succeed, and the ball goes out for a corner. However, if they keep this up, they can score a goal. Isagi has a bad feeling about Okawa. This situation could end in disaster if Team Y recovers the ball and counterattacks. It's the first chance Team Z has to score a goal, but Isagi has a premonition and moves away from the corner area. Team Z has misread the situation. The one who's been ruining their chances, the one giving the orders and sending the ball to Okawa, this bad feeling Isagi has comes from the heart of Team Y, and that's Nico. If they neutralize Nico, Team Y will fall apart. Isagi intercepts the pass intended for Nico, runs toward the goal and shoots, but Nico barely manages to block the shot. However, Gagamaru is there, and with his agility, he scores, crashing into the post, tying the score at 1-1. Nico tells Isagi that they share the same vision, but he can't be defeated because he's the one controlling the game.